This is it, the biggest week of the summer for tech investors. Four of the world's most powerful companies, Meta, Microsoft, Apple, and Amazon, are reporting earnings in just 48 hours. Together, they control over $10 trillion in market cap. When they speak, the market listens. And next week, we'll hear a lot. Wednesday, July 30th, Meta and Microsoft kick things off after the bell. Meta's ad business is booming, but will AI investments weigh down profits? Microsoft has been leading the AI race with Copilot and Azure, but are clients actually paying? Thursday, July 31st, Apple and Amazon take the stage. Apple is expected to drop more AI updates tied to iOS 19 and the iPhone 16. Amazon's AWS growth, retail margins, and Prime Day boost are under the microscope. These aren't just earnings reports, they're signals about the economy, consumer demand, enterprise tech, and the future of AI. In this video, we'll break down the key expectations, earnings dates, and what to watch from each company. So if you care about where the market's heading next, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Because we'll be covering everything, live, fast, and in depth. Let's get into it. Down. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into what might be the most important 48 hours of this entire earnings season. Four of the most powerful companies in the world, Meta, Microsoft, Apple, and Amazon, are all reporting quarterly earnings this week, and they're doing it within the span of just 2 days. That's not just unusual, that's unprecedented. Between them, these companies represent over $10 trillion in market capitalization. That's more than the GDP of Japan and Germany combined. So, when they report, markets move. And what they say, or don't say, can affect everything from individual portfolios to global investor sentiment. This isn't just about stock prices. This is about how AI is being adopted in real business. It's about whether the US consumer is still spending. It's about whether enterprise IT budgets are holding strong. And it's about how these companies are positioning themselves for the next wave of tech dominance. Now, here's the schedule you need to know. On Wednesday, July 30th, both Meta and Microsoft will report after the closing bell. Then, on Thursday, July 31st, Apple and Amazon take the stage. Again, after market close. This video is your front row seat. We'll walk you through what analysts expect, what you should listen for, and why this particular earnings week could be a major turning point not only for these companies, but for the broader market narrative heading into the rest of 2025. Let's start with Wednesday's double feature, Meta and Microsoft. Let's start with Meta and Microsoft, both reporting after the close on Wednesday. For Meta, the focus is threefold: ad revenue, AI infrastructure, and Reality Labs. In Q1, Meta posted strong ad growth, especially from Reels and Instagram, and Wall Street is expecting more of the same. Analysts are projecting EPS around $5.08, with revenue hitting about $38 billion. But here's the key tension. Meta has been pouring billions into building its own AI foundation models, like Llama 3, and into metaverse infrastructure through Reality Labs. While AI holds promise, the costs are massive. Investors want to see how these long-term bets are affecting margins, and whether Zuckerberg can balance vision with discipline. Look for signals on AI monetization. Are there AI chat tools seeing usage in Messenger or WhatsApp? Are advertisers using Meta's generative AI ad tools? On the other side, we've got Microsoft, the clear frontrunner in enterprise AI. They were first to market with Copilot, embedded across Office 365 and Azure. Last quarter, they reported EPS of $2.94 with $61.86 billion in revenue. This quarter, Wall Street expects slightly less on EPS, but more top-line growth, which means all eyes are on cloud momentum. The question is, has the investment in AI already begun to pay off? Watch for updates on Azure growth, especially AI workload share, Copilot adoption rates and enterprise feedback, LinkedIn and productivity suite performance. Together, Meta and Microsoft represent two very different ends of the AI spectrum, consumer versus enterprise. Their results on Wednesday will likely set the tone for the rest of the week. Moving on to Thursday, we have two more tech titans, Apple and Amazon. Let's start with Apple. Apple is entering what's traditionally a softer quarter, their fiscal Q3. In Q1, they reported strong services growth and a rebound in iPhone sales. But expectations this quarter are lower. Projected EPS is $1.28, with revenue around $82.9 billion, down from $90 billion plus last quarter. So, what's the big story? Two things: services and AI. Services, including Apple Music, iCloud, the App Store, and Apple Pay, have become Apple's most profitable segment. Analysts want to see if that growth continues and how sticky those subscriptions remain. And then there's AI. After WWDC in June, Apple teased its Apple Intelligence initiative, but details remain thin. This earnings call may be the moment Tim Cook expands on how AI will integrate across iOS 19, macOS, and the iPhone 16 lineup. Any real AI monetization strategy could shift the stock's narrative fast. Next, Amazon. Amazon is riding momentum from both its AWS cloud business and the retail side, especially after a strong Prime Day performance in early July. Last quarter, Amazon reported earnings per share of 98 cents and revenue of $143.3 billion. This quarter, analysts expect about $1.04 EPS and nearly $149 billion in revenue. Key questions include: is AWS growth stabilizing after slowing last year? Are they improving margins in North America retail? Did Prime Day help boost Q2? And how are they guiding for Q3? Also watch for any updates on Amazon's generative AI efforts, especially Bedrock, Trainium chips, and the new Q Developer Assistant. Thursday's earnings will be all about how Apple and Amazon are planning to win the next platform cycle, whether it's AI, cloud, or ecosystem lock-in. Let's zoom out and look at the numbers. What did these companies do last quarter, and what is Wall Street expecting now? Here's a quick rundown. Meta, last quarter, EPS, 4.71, revenue, 36.46 billion. This quarter, expectations are EPS 5.08 and revenue around 38.1 billion. Ad rebound plus I costs equals margin pressure or surprise upside. Microsoft, last quarter, EPS, $2.94, revenue, $61.86 billion. This quarter, EPS $2.93, revenue $62.5 billion. Azure plus AI Copilot performance are the swing factors. Apple, last quarter, EPS $1.53, revenue $90.075 billion. Now expected, EPS $1.28, revenue $82.9 billion. Q3 seasonal dip, but all eyes on services and AI roadmap. Amazon, last quarter, EPS $0.98, revenue $143.3 billion. This quarter, EPS $1.04, revenue $148.8 billion. AWS growth, Prime Day impact, and retail margin trends. These estimates tell us one thing: analysts are cautiously optimistic, but not betting on blowout quarters. Most of the upside will depend on guidance, margins, and AI-related growth. Listen closely to forward-looking statements. Are they guiding up or staying conservative? Do they sound confident about H2 2025? If even one company misses expectations, it could ripple across the market, especially with how dominant these names are in the S&P and NASDAQ. So here's the big question: who will surprise the market? Will Meta crush it on ad growth and show real AI monetization? Will Microsoft prove Copilot is more than a demo? Will Apple finally step up its AI game? And will Amazon post a cloud comeback that resets expectations? This isn't just a normal earnings week. This is a moment where the direction of the entire AI narrative, the macro outlook, and even interest rate expectations could shift. That's why we'll be covering each earnings release as it drops, and breaking down the numbers, transcripts, guidance, and stock reaction in real time. So if you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and turn on notifications. We'll be live with updates the moment earnings hit. And let us know in the comments, which company are you most bullish on this quarter? Which one is most likely to disappoint? Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on earnings day.